Hey, it's Farzan here, and I want to welcome you to the Ecom Entrepreneurs Academy online training program. I'm super excited to have you on board as you begin your journey to start your own online business using Amazon.com. Now, in this short welcome video, I'll take you through my popular 2-month quick start strategy with which you can get up and running on Amazon in 60 days or less. But before I do that, let me share a quick story with you. A few months ago, I was sitting at a Starbucks, a local coffee place, and I'm doing my work, working on my business. And one of my colleagues, one of my friends who I know, had a meeting with someone else who I didn't know. And I had overheard them, and I was pretty sure that they were talking about Amazon and online business and e-commerce. So after the meeting was finished, I went up to my friend and I was like, "Hey, were you guys talking about Amazon?" And he said, "Yeah." And this was a friend who had started the business 6 to 8 months before that period, and he had a full-time job. He was in the IT field, and he was at that point, he had, I think, two or three products, and he was making at least 30K a month in revenue with this business that he had started part-time only 6 to 8 months before that time. And so he was meeting with a coworker of his, right? And he said that my coworker also had the opportunity to pursue this business and start this business at that time, 6 to 8 months ago when I did. And he decided not to, and I decided to, and now I'm making 30K a month in revenue every month, and my friend is still kind of just doing the full-time job, and it's pretty much the biggest regret of his that he decided not to. But then at that point, of course, his friend was like, "I need to get started with this business," so that's why they were meeting. But basically, I share that story with you because in 6 to 8 months from now, I want to make sure, and it's my goal, that you look back at this time when you decided to take this course and you feel like this was one of the best decisions of your life that you had made, and hopefully it's a life-changing decision for you in a positive way. So my promise to you is that I will try my best to ensure that you have everything you need to achieve success with this business. However, I need something from you in return. I need you to take massive action, okay? This business requires work, it requires dedication, it requires commitment, it requires you to put in a lot of work and take a lot of action, but that action can result in life-changing impact and life-changing results. So this will ensure your success as a student and entrepreneur, and it'll ensure my success as an instructor if you take massive action, all right? One of the most effective ways to ensure that you take massive action is your why. All right. Why are you doing this business? Why are you pursuing this opportunity? So just for a second, I want you to pause this video if you need to, and I want you to think to yourself and really clarify to yourself, make it crystal clear to yourself, why are you doing this? What is your why? Go ahead and do that right now. It may be your family. It may be yourself. You want a life of freedom, with your time and with your money. You want to be able to take your family wherever you want. You want to be able to support your family so that you guys don't have any, troubles financially. Maybe you want to do it for your parents. Maybe you want to do it so that you can give in charity, or maybe you want to go, travel somewhere, right? There's so many potential reasons that you may have. I want you to think what that really big one or two reasons are right now before you continue this video and before you actually start pursuing this business, because this why is what will motivate you. It is what will make you dedicated and committed, especially when you're faced with an obstacle, when you're going through a challenge or a struggle with this business, which is inevitable with any business. Your why is really what will keep you going. Okay, so it's very important that you know what your why is. Write it down somewhere if you need to, and always keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, so now that we've done that, let me tell you what you have access to. Everything. Okay, you have access to everything in the course, and I want to give you two of your bonuses. I want to mention these bonuses and how you can access them immediately. Your Merchant Words 1-year access login details, as well as the members only Facebook mastermind and support group. So basically in module 1, after you're done watching this welcome video, go to module 1 and you'll see 1.3 and 1.4 is join the EEA Masters private Facebook group, and the steps are there on how you can do that. And then similarly in 1.4, you can basically create and access your free 1-year access account to merchant words. So go ahead and do that after you watch this video to access those two bonuses. Your other bonus, as I promised, is your 5 live weekly group coaching calls. So those will begin during the week of March 7th. Okay, so once the launch of this course is done, all of the students will be in the course, in the Facebook group, and we're going to get started right away during the week of March 7th, 2016. I will email you more details about the exact days and times of these weekly group coaching calls as we near them and as we approach the date. Now, before I get into the 2-month quick start strategy that I told you about, I have a surprise bonus for you, all right? Now, there are actually 2 surprise bonuses, or surprises as part of this 1 surprise bonus, and that is if you scroll down where you see all the modules, you'll see all the modules in basically one column, modules 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 10, and right under all of those modules, if you keep scrolling down, you will see 2 things. You'll see one thing that says special bonus number 1, and that's something called Millionaire Mindset with one of my partners or colleagues that worked with me during my first launch in October of 2015. He put together a 3-part video training on your mindset, right? And what kind of a mindset you should have, and what kind of a mindset millionaires have, and how you can also kind of have the same type of mindset so that you have the utmost potential and ability to be as successful as possible with this business. And that goes really well with the beginning of this course because the first module is about mindset and motivation and an overview of the business, really getting you in the correct mindset to pursue this business. And so I recommend that you actually watch this first bonus, as soon as possible, and before you actually begin and jump into modules 2, 3, 4, and forward, right? So do that because it will really set you up. He provides some very good tips on the mindset you should have as an entrepreneur. And it's a very short kind of mini training as well. It's only 3 videos, 20 minutes each about, so it shouldn't take you too long to go through them. The next surprise bonus is right under that. You'll see something called surprise bonuses, and you'll see these bunch of gift bags. And within that, you'll find a lecture by someone whose name is Yasser Birjas. He is a Muslim scholar, and he put together about a 30 to 45-minute lecture that he did at one of my live Amazon trainings here in the US that I did privately. And he gave some amazing insights about business ethics, okay? And the amazing thing is that regardless of your religious beliefs and your background in what you believe in or your faith, what he mentions in the video and in this lecture is applicable to everyone and anyone, okay? And he actually mentions at the beginning of his talk that there's no such thing as Islamic business ethics, okay? He said that it's just business ethics, regardless of what faith you follow or what religion you follow. It's common sense, right? Its ethics are applied across all religions, all cultures, all people. And so I recommend that you watch that as well, because it will really set your foundation as you begin this business, to make sure that you do everything ethically and correctly and you're honest with this business, as I'm sure you would be anyway, but he really hits it home when he talks about it from such an amazing perspective with his knowledge and his experience, many years of experience in business and in entrepreneurship. So access those 2 surprise bonuses immediately and go through them. I recommend you do that like now before you even get into the actual course. And I'm happy to say, and I hope you're happy as well, that there are more surprises to come even after these 2 surprise bonuses. Again, surprise bonuses are bonuses that I haven't even mentioned before you signed up for the course. These are bonuses that you only find out after you sign up. And like I said, there are many more to come in addition to these 2 that I just told you about. So stay tuned for those. Now, the 2-month quick start strategy, what you've been waiting for and what I'm excited to share with you, the step-by-step plan on how you can get up and running on Amazon within 60 days. So week 1, you're going to do product research and selection, and you're going to narrow your products down essentially to the top 3 and top 1. This will take you about 2 hours a day to do so, and you can get it done within a week, in my opinion. Week 2, you're going to contact suppliers and order samples, and this will typically, for 2 hours a day, you're going to spend late nights. You're going to spend those 2 hours at night because suppliers in China generally, because they're much ahead in terms of the time zone for most people, especially if you're in the US. So you're going to be spending late nights because that's when they're awake in China, when you're supposed to be asleep where you are. But again, it's a sacrifice that you should be willing to make, to do, late nights, or to be awake anytime when the suppliers are awake, so that you can contact them, you can communicate with them. And you're going to do that during week 2, and you're also going to order samples by the end of the second week. Week 3, you're going to create your brand infrastructure. So you're going to create your logo, your website, your Facebook page, etc. You're going to request packaging options and design templates from your supplier for your product packaging, and a few other things you're going to do as well. Whatever is involved in brand infrastructure, that's going to take you about 2 to 3 hours a day, and that's pretty much while you're waiting for the samples to come in from your supplier, which is what you did in week 2. And then finally in week 4 is when you're going to evaluate the samples that you receive. You're going to design the packaging, and you're also going to place a mass production order with your supplier by the end of week 4, after you actually decide which sample is the best, and then you negotiate with suppliers, you choose which supplier is the best, and you finalize that, and then you basically place the mass production order with that supplier who kind of, you chose as the top one. You're going to pay them a 30% deposit by the end of week 4. Then getting into week number 5, you're going to create your Seller Central account, and you're going to create your Amazon product listing, which is basically modules 4 and 5. You're going to do that during week 5. It's going to take you about 2 hours a day to do that. To get it all done. Week number 6, you're going to create marketing infrastructure. So this is pretty much getting into module number 6 at this point, and somewhat module 7. So follow-up email sequence, you're going to list a family and friends, top reviewers. You're going to create, everything that's involved with your product launch and whatnot. That's going to take you about 2 to 3 hours a day. Then we get into week number 7. You're going to request a picture of your finished goods. Hopefully by the end of week 7, or by week 7, your supplier is done with your mass production order. Request proof of the finished goods, and then you're going to pay the remaining 70%, because you already paid 30% deposit upfront before production. And then you're going to finish any outstanding tasks. So if there was anything that you didn't do or didn't complete from weeks 1 through 6, then you're going to do that during week 7, and that should take you about 2 hours a day to complete everything. And finally, week number 8, you're going to inspect the mass production order delivery. That's if you send it to yourself, if you're in the US, and you don't need to necessarily do that. Especially if you're not in the US, you're not going to do that. So you just basically have the supplier ship it directly to Amazon FBA, so you can ignore this step. You're gonna, and then you're gonna send to Amazon FBA, like I said, and then you're also gonna take high quality pics. So even if you're not in the US or wherever you are, you're not getting the mass production delivery to yourself, you're sending it straight to Amazon FBA, you still want your supplier to send you a couple of the products so that you can take pictures and images of your products for your product listing. All right, so that is the entire 2-month quick start strategy. Now, what I want to advise you to do in this welcome video before you jump into this course and pursue this business is to prioritize. That is extremely important. To be able to follow and get everything done within these next 60 days, you really need to prioritize. Basically, what that means is that don't worry about things that you don't need to handle immediately. Right? For example, some of you, or you may be concerned about establishing a business entity or an LLC, or you have questions about certain things. And honestly, right now, that's not your priority. Your priority is to find a product, to find a supplier, to get the samples ordered, right? That's your priority right now. So don't worry about other things, okay? Opening your Seller Central account or anything like that. No, realize what is the most important matter at hand and take care of that, all right? That is what will allow you to complete everything within these next 60 days and get up and running if you want to really follow the 2-month quick start strategy and achieve getting your product up within 60 days. So prioritizing is very important, and one of my mentors, he told me in this kind of humorous quote, he said the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Okay, so never forget what the main thing is, and always keep that main thing the main thing, and that will enable you to achieve success by prioritizing. All right, so that's pretty much the end of this welcome video. I want to again thank you for joining this course, and I welcome you to Ecom Entrepreneurs Academy. Get ready for an awesome next 60 days and beyond. It's going to be quite an adventure, quite a journey. As I mentioned, I'm going to be here every step of the way to try my best to help you to achieve success with this business. And like I said, I need you to take massive, massive action, stay committed and dedicated, and put as much work that's needed to really build and grow this business to the potential that you expect and that you want, so that you can live a life of freedom with your time and with your money and achieve, all the goals in life that you want to. So the support, this is the last thing that I'll mention. Basically, if you need support, there are many, many venues, or many avenues, I should say, of support. Number one, you can comment in the EEA members area. You'll notice that under every lesson, there's a place where you can comment, which is awesome because when you comment under the lesson, it's specific to that lesson. And so I will get a notification that you commented, and others will see your comments, and we will help you out with whatever you need help with. Number two, you can post in the private Facebook group once you join it. That's a great resource for asking a question or concern that you may have. I will be there, and other students will also help you out based on their experiences. Number three, you can send an email to support@ecomentrepreneursacademy.com. And number four, you can submit your question for a weekly live coaching call. And of course, once we actually begin the live weekly coaching calls, that's when you'll actually have the ability to submit your questions. And so I'll provide more information about number four as those approach and as those near. All right, so action items. Okay, this is not a lesson, but I want to give you action items because you may have already forgotten what I've mentioned in this entire video. So number one, what is your why? If you haven't figured that out yet, you need to make sure that you do that ASAP before you begin anything. That's very, very important. Okay, your why is the most important thing here as you begin. Number two, join the private Facebook group. It's called EEA Masters, and I provide the steps like I showed you in Module 1. You'll see where it says the steps where you can join. Number three, get your free 1-year access, merchant words, login details, and log into the account. You'll also see that in Module 1. And then number four, watch the 2 surprise bonuses. Like I said, these 2 bonuses I'm giving to you immediately right now as you begin, because I feel like these will benefit you right now as you begin, even before you begin. So go ahead and watch those. Again, that's Mindset Training by Omar Daha, and also you have Business Ethics by Yasser Birjas. Those are very, very good resources, and they're not too long. They're only about 45 to 60 minutes each. So go through those at your earliest convenience, and it will really help you as you begin this business. And the last thing, I've said last thing like 5 times, but this is really the last thing. Again, I'm going to remind you, and I cannot emphasize this enough. This is the biggest action item. Take massive action. Good luck on your journey with entrepreneurship to create your own online business using Amazon.com. I look forward to helping you achieve the success and the results that you desire. And I hope and pray that you're able to take massive action and do everything that's required to achieve success with this business.